Sheffield Wednesday pleased to announce new manager. Please note to say the manager's name pronounced correctly in its native tongue. Please note that the appearance of the umlaut, the two dots above the O, change the sound of the OHL into an UL or EARL. Once you have the UL sound, please add an R to the beginning. You should now sound like the renowned Geordie actor Jimmy Nail asking for a role. Danny Real? Now drop half the R. How to drop half a letter? Can't even pronounce my R's anyway, never mind half of one. Once you have dropped half the R, it should give the EARL or UL more of a guttural sound. Danny Real. So after 10 days, nearly a fortnight of messing about, Wednesday have eventually announced their new manager. An exciting manager, a gamble, probably a bit of both of those things. I'll have a quick look at his CV. Wednesday's new manager, Danny Real. I got it right first time and all. As a player, Danny Real's career was cut short by injury, which is why he took his badges and got into coaching at a very young age. In fact, being appointed Wednesday manager makes him the youngest in the English Football League. He started off his journey, I don't want to say journey, it's like one of them reality shows. It's been such a journey. Knob off. But his career path started as a data analyst at RB Leipzig. Data analyst for the under-16s, under-17s. He eventually became the under-17 assistant manager before... Shut that door. Before becoming assistant manager for the first team. From Leipzig, he moved to Southampton, where he was assistant manager there, and played a huge part in them beating the drop against relegation in 2018-19. Moved on again to Bayern Munich, great success there, won the league, well, they always win the league, but won the league and also won the Champions League, Bayern Munich, before most recently being the assistant manager to Hansi Flick in charge of the German national side. Absolutely terrific coaching CV there. Part of the team that sort of catapulted RB Leipzig into the public consciousness, certainly over in terms of a British audience. Then on to Southampton, where he worked under Ralph Hasenhüttl and helped Southampton escape from relegation. In fact, that following season, the disastrous season, a lot of Southampton fans looked at the fact that Danny had left Southampton, left Ralph to his own devices, and it all went apart again. Munich, obviously, as I said in the graphic there, always win the league, but he helped to deliver a Champions League title. And then on to be assistant manager of his national side, which once upon a time was the sort of pinnacle that you could get from a coaching point of view, before club football went crazy. So, fantastic coaching career, good clubs that he's worked for, and obviously after 10 years or so of that, he's decided the time is right to step in and be a number one himself. Will he be a good number one? Well, only time will tell. It's a completely different game being a manager to an assistant manager. I mean, one of the old things you always used to say is an assistant manager can be a player's friend. When you're a manager, there's times when you've got to upset folks, be a bit of a bastard. That's the truth of the matter. In terms of analysis and data, which obviously he's going to bring to the table from a coaching point of view, that's fantastic. But as anyone who watches this channel regularly will know, I'm a big believer that at least 50% of being a decent manager is about how you handle people, human beings, how you interact with people. And I'm pleased to say that's one thing that he actually did mention today in his press conference, about dealing with people, about dealing with human beings, and maybe Maybe it's because he's younger. Maybe that's something that they taught more now in the coaching compared to the old days when it was all about the practical side of the game. So perhaps that's something they've been looking at in when they're doing the badges. But also, I think younger people these days, they are more aware of other people's mental side of things, mental health and everything else. So perhaps there's a little bit of that. Maybe it's the age thing. I actually saw his age. I was like, 34, a couple of years younger than me. Then our lads were like, no, over a decade younger than you. I was like, that can't be right. And then I thought, oh God, no, she is right. Making me feel old. But yeah, I think this is an exciting prospect that we've got here with this young lad, because if he can come in and get it right, then you could have him for years to come and really give him the opportunity to build something. In terms of being given time to build something, he's under contract, according to the German media, till 2025. Which when I first saw it, I thought, great, long-term deal, let him get in and build. Then I remember we're at end of October 23, so 2025 is actually only a year, isn't it? A year and the end of this season, so it's like 20 months. So end of this season and next season. But hopefully, if he can keep us up, get a good start, maybe that'll get extended. Wednesday did something a little bit different. Obviously, we're all at work, pressing refresh on phone and computers. Come on, and then there was no live stream of the unveiling. And I've got to say, I think that's an absolute masterstroke by Wednesday, because the last unveiling turned into an unmitigated disaster.
Be a man or be a lady.
And I always say you've got to say well done when things are done properly. And I think doing it sort of behind closed doors, just with the press there, and allowing time for it to be edited and chopped up, and anything that might have got silly being taken out of it. Excellent idea by Wednesday. It was a lot clearer, a lot more concise, no rambling. Just a brief introduction and a quick word from the owner, and then on to the man himself. Best way to do it. I mean, Mr. Chanseri did say that he was hoping that Danny might carry on the work that Cisco had started.
Are you serious?
I mean, I certainly hope not, because obviously I don't want us to be National League North. No, I think he'll do some things different. He's won me over straight away, actually, with a couple of things he's said, the new manager. This is the bit that I do like. I've watched videos from the promotion. So he's not got the job, he's already been watching the videos from last season. Unbelievable what happened, a great foundation to build on, which is what everybody was saying last season, isn't it? And he's hoping to be the person to come in and build on that. He says his experience at Southampton with the relegation was a good one from an experience point of view, and the different things you've got to handle. But this is the bit that really got me. I mean, I nearly had lad out, to be honest with you. I want to play forward. I want to play aggressively. High intensity. Pushing out. That's what I want, and it's what I demand. I love sounding at me. Getting at them. That's all fans really want, innit? Get out here, get at them, have a go. So, he's won me over with that straight away. Now listen, talk is cheap. And Cisco said that he wanted us to go out and have a very good bash at teams, and well, we never saw it, did we? We saw right backs on left wing and centre halves at left back and centre forwards in midfield and centre midfielders as false nines, and talk's cheap. But this lad's got a fantastic coaching CV. He's worked with some excellent managers himself. He's already talked about the human side of the game in this press conference, and wanting to get the players on board, get into their heads, get them taking responsibility on the park. Oh God, I'm really excited. wanting his fullbacks to engage opposition higher up pitch. I love it like that. Is he going to be a hit? I don't know. But if he can transfer half of what he's saying onto the park, absolutely fantastic. I want us to give him every opportunity to succeed. High intensity, closing down from front. To that end, there might be one or two issues until January rolls around, because he's bound to want to spend a bit of money in January, because if he wants high intensity, if he wants us closing down from the front, we have got the oldest squad in the league. We do lack pace up top, so I won't be surprised genuinely to see players like Masaba, Gassama, Kadamarchi, Wilkes all playing across that front line as he implements his style. And then in January I think he'll be looking to get some younger heads in all the way through. Can he do it? Remains to be seen. Every time you sign a manager, it's a gamble. But so far, I'm sold on his ideas. I mean, if you've been watching this channel a while, I think it's about 2.5 years now, you'll all know I'm a big fan of a back four. Now, Dad and Mo played 3 at back, Cisco played 5 at back, and sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do with players you've got available, but I've always believed that we could play back four. I think what stopped us doing it is we don't want to play 4-4-2 because set midfield, I don't think we're really strong enough in there. And of course we can't play one up top because we haven't got anyone who can really play that role. So a 4-3-3 might be the way forward, but again we've not really got the pace, or haven't had the pace. But this season, with this new manager, perhaps we have. And as I said, could we see Gassama, Masaba, Wilkes, Kadamarchi in that front line? Could we see a 4-3-3, which would also get the best out of Byers, Bannon, Buckley? I'm quite excited. I mean, if I could see a team sort of lined up like this, Valentin, Iofa, Bernard, James, fullbacks who can get forward, you know, that midfield balance, Buckley, I think there's a lot more to come from him, and I think this manager might be the one to do it. Getting Bannon in right areas, and like I said, if you're going to be closing down from an exciting, fresh front three, you know, and it don't have to be this 11, this is just an example, but I mean there's plenty of players that we can put in there that can do a similar job. I mean, for me, it's just about getting people in the right areas of the pitch, the areas of the pitch that you'll get the best out of them. So I think we've got enough at right back. I think we've got enough at centre half. You know, Ihekwe, Diaby, Firmino. There's competition back there. I want to settle back line, but this competition midfield, that attacking sort of inside right position, Buckley, Byers battling for that place, Hendrick, Diaby. Hopefully Diaby gets fit for that sort of holding position. And up front, I even think Delgado, I think he'd probably do a job as an outside right. Equally Johnson can do a job at left back, but let's see him further forward on wing without that sort of responsibility of having to drop back. So if this is the way we do go forward, I genuinely find it very exciting. That fills me with hope. It makes me think, oh God, we might actually see some exciting games down there if that's the sort of system that he implements with the style of football that he wants to implement. Oh, good. Might see some cracking games again. Will it be enough to keep us up? I don't know. I pray to God it is. If it ain't, but we're playing good football, attacking football, if there's signs that even if we go down that things have been turned around, then we've got to keep hold of him and let him do it again in 3rd division. That's the last thing he did as well that won me over. He didn't say Premier and Championship and League One. He talked about 2nd division and 3rd division. Proper. Ah, he'll do for me. All this rebranding bollocks. Good lad.